Matthew 16, 13 through 20. I'll read it for you. So I don't think it's going to be too long, amen. God, for seeing all of y'all good people today. It's going to give you what the Lord, believe the Lord, I'm going to say, I believe the Lord gave me yesterday and today. I'll take and run with it. Amen. When Jesus came unto the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked the disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He said unto them, but whom ye say that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then he charged his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. The word of God for the people of God.
Thanks be unto God.
This part of stewardship is going to be kingdom work, but we're going to call it kingdom stewardship. Amen. Because a lot of times I realize we're thinking about stewardship, about our gifts and what we're supposed to do and the talents that God has given us. And I have to advise people, because I had a conversation with a young man the other day who had to preach at a revival from a job. And I said, well, he said he wanted a little help. And sometimes you have to understand that you can give a little help, or you can tell them the help already came. And they have to give it the way that God gave it to them. And what the conversation that we basically had was, that I told him basically that you really got everything you need. You have to deliver it the way God told you to deliver it. So the same way with your gifts. I understand we want to be like other people, but everybody can't do like Joel. And not everybody can take a Joel Osteen word. Amen. Sometimes you need to deliver it the way that's theirs to need to be. Because that's the way that they need to hear it at that time. But if we want to be like somebody else and let somebody help us, they'll change. Your whole message will change to their message. And that's not what God wanted. So you have to understand that you have to have a foundation of stewardship for kingdom work. So understand that once he said, once you know you got that gift, Peter had a gift. Peter had a gift. Nobody caught this. I caught it on this time. He said, wait a minute. I was like, why are we going here? Because you know, most times when you preach from this text and you talk from this text about it's normally about being the rock. The people of the rock of the foundation, which I get. But Jesus recognized that gift, and Peter said, you blessed. So whatever gifts and talents you got, you're blessed to have it. So when he tells them this, that upon this rock I'm going to build my church, that means gates of hell should not prevail against it. Don't mean it's not going to come up against you while you're trying to fine-tune your gifts. Just know it's not intended to prevail against you. Amen. And understand that you have power with your gifts. That what he said, I give you the keys. Now normally when you get the keys, that means you have ownership. You have one of the principles. Ownership. And once you get the keys, you're going to be accountable. Now, we're not just talking about the payment. If somebody just gave me a car today, I'm still accountable. I still got to pay the tax on it. Get my name in it. Amen? So I'm still accountable. So whatsoever I do to that car, I'm now accountable. So if I lose a piece on the car, I lost a piece. I got to put it back. Whatever I keep on that car, I can keep. So understand with your stewardship, your gift, you got some power. So whatever you bind on earth, going to be bound in heaven. So you got that accountability and that ownership. Amen? But I just got a few I ams. They came to me while I was there. They're about a couple of them. So if you feel the need to repeat, that's fine. If not, take them with you. But I just thought about this in stewardship because we talk about kingdom work. I am the miracle. I am the spoken word. I am what God says I am. I have the gifts, talents he has for me. I am good fruit. I am the harvest. I am the harvester. I am king. I am kingdom minded. I am kingdom building. I am a good steward. I am a faithful steward. I am fruitful. I am the process. See, a lot of people want to talk about the process. You got to get something. Understand that while you're doing this and you're working in your gifts and you're being a steward of Christ, you're going to be a process. You are the work of God. You are the product that continues to produce. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, I like the I am the miracle part Because when I first thought about it, you have to understand people always want to see signs and wonders. And it's part of stewardship, but you might even tell them you are a walking miracle. Death was trying to get me in before my conception. Oh, I know the story. Gilbert Senior got a Buzzy B. My mom, that's a nickname.
Buzzy B.
Buzzy B.
Come on,
Called a Buzzy B. They call it. Now, at the time frame when it came about, the young Dilla was in the belly and the womb still trying to grow. Somebody went to Planned Parenthood. And the lady told her, you can get an abortion right now.
Wow.
She cried. My mama cried. Called for Grandma Bess. And Grandma Bess told her, well, that's your choice, but I believe God and you should keep it. So understand, I know what it is to be death trying to always surround me. Death trying to give me flowers even.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
So I am the miracle. It didn't stop there. Death was always trying to get me some way or another, but I am the miracle.
Glory to God.
Because my grandmother said, you know, you need to keep this baby. They wasn't even focused on my father not doing this job or anything like that. They were young and probably had their plans to go to college and everything. And, well, one night under the moonlight, 2 times. Down by the river. Hallelujah. I came about. Somehow along the line, somebody, because Planned Parenthood, you got to be careful about Planned Parenthood. It's really not set up to talk to you.
That's right.
That was never the official design.
That's right.
It was basically a cover for young people to go in there and get their abortion. And notice that Planned Parenthood was always in the hood. Just on the side. In the hood. Planned Parenthood in the hood. In the ghettos or the less impoverished. Instead of y'all going to the clinic, they said, come on over here and talk to you.
Wow.
So she was on the table and they said no. My grandma said, see what you would have missed out.
Wow.
But I am the miracle. Now, when somebody has a spoken word over your life as a steward, you got to understand, you got to be telling yourself you the spoken word. I mean, it changes if you change. But you might need to get back and hold on to that spoken word. If you're going to be, how could you be an effective steward if you can't tell somebody, God told you something to this point and you were the process and you got to this stage? It doesn't show God's movement or growth in your life. You're not showing what God done in your life. So if you are telling them, listen, somebody spoke this over my life, that's why you got to be careful. You can't let everybody speak over and into your life as a steward. And you got to be careful what you say.
That's right.
You don't know who you want up against, what you say, what you speaking against that person's life. It might come to pass. Now, I understand this might be a little crazy for some of y'all. But I'm going to go and talk about somebody who made a statement here lately that apparently now the lesbian and gay community is back in stone cold. And he made a statement about that Christians must be crazy. Who says that God taught you and you came up with this law, this rule, that people do what they want to do, and everybody goes back to stone cold. My problem is I wish I was there. Y'all heard about me. Why y'all clapping? He's a known domestic violence abuser. So it's okay for him to talk about this now? Are you just saying okay because he's agreeing with you? I'll be a steward. You can't talk, Stone Cold. Sit down. You can get ahead of you. Have a seat. John 3:16, not Stone Cold 3:16. But everybody co-signed and jumped on it because it's what they agree with. But he's a known abuser. Not just the wife, the new girlfriend. He got a track record. So how are we letting but we ain't nobody standing up telling him to sit down and be quiet? For beating people, beating up women?
Come on, that's good. That's good.
You can't talk. But somebody gonna let Stone Cold speak in life. I believe in Stone Cold. For what? For what? He can do all the movies he wants. I'm gonna catch him slipping.
Is that the wrestler?
Yeah, he's a no. Beat the wife up. Got arrested for choking the wife out on the cocaine. I remember that one on the news, plain as day. Divorced her, got another one, beat her up. But it's okay. He said it's okay to be who you want to be with, as long as you don't beat your rat kids and die. I understand. You have to be good fruit. Now, I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself, but I have to say this about the good fruit. I thought about this today, and I'm at a point where I have to talk to the Lord about where we're going all together. And sometimes I realize you have to ask this question. Part of being a steward and being good fruit, I thought about Jesus and the fig tree. And he cursed the fig tree because the fig tree wasn't producing. So then the Lord presented me a question was, if we're supposed to be the rock, we are the stewards, and we're doing the work of the Lord, we're here to manage, we're supposed to assist, we're supposed to do the work of God, what are we producing? Do we have seeds inside of us, or are we seedless? A seed is great if it falls to the ground, will just rot and there will be no more. But if a grape with a seed in it will get into the ground, the grape will pass away, but what's in that seed will eventually get in that ground, and it's going to grow. So do you have seeds inside of you, or are you seedless? Because if God puts something in you, and you're a steward and you're kingdom minded, you're going to have seeds, and everywhere you go, you should be planting them seeds. Make sure it's the seeds of God. The Spirit of Christ is residing. Your gift should be you should be activating other gifts inside other people. So where's your seeds at? That's why I said I am good fruit. You don't want to be bad fruit. Because bad fruit is rotten to the core. That means the seeds ain't good. So if you sowing bad seeds, we only have ourselves to blame for the state of the world today. So do you have seeds in you, or are you seedless? And if you're seedless, you might want to stay with God to put some more seed in. But I'm a firm believer, we can't keep coming here Sunday to Sunday, getting word planted into us, or spending time in the Bible during the week, and we not having no harvest. When I say I'm the harvest, that means there should some things harvesting within you. There should be a time when you should be getting pruned.
Yes, sir.
And you should be reaping some of the harvest. That makes you the harvester. Okay, Lord, stay right there and break it down. Gotcha. So if you're doing these things, but if bad fruit, you ain't gonna harvest nothing but some bad fruit. If anything grows from you. That's why you gotta be careful around people who say that they're stewards of Christ, and there's no type of form of growth or any type of thing coming from them that's Christ-like.
Wow, that's good.
Nobody talks about it. And you have to be careful what you want to learn when you fine-tune your gift. I realize I'm at that point where I want to get there, but the other part of me says maybe not. Theology to me is a wonderful tool to use properly. But for some reason, I don't want to learn some of them because they get to the point to where they say some things that just it contradicts what the message was trying to send in the word. See, I get that you can read it as a book, but in the Bible, it always goes back to the spirit. So where's your spirit man at where you learning all this stuff? See, the problem is we get so smart. We become silly. We keep saying, I've learned all this knowledge. I got this. I got that. And we never, it's like the Spirit. We just tell the Spirit, Holy Spirit, stay back there. Stay right there, God. I got this. I learned a new thing today in this book. But what is God saying through that knowledge that you receive? And if you get knowledge, you're supposed to have wisdom to apply it when necessary. So how is it bringing glory to God and building his kingdom? If you get a word or you get some theology knowledge that's tearing the kingdom down, it's causing people to want to throw it down and go a whole different way. That's why you got new doctrines coming up in the world today. I watched the History Channel the other night. I tried to record 3 to 1. They talked about sex in the Bible, they talked about Jesus in the Bible, and mysteries explained. And I watched one of them, and they went about sex in the Bible. They talked about, I don't know why people keep going there. They keep going there with Jonathan and David, saying that today would be considered homosexuality. And I heard Jake say it, a couple of the preachers say it. I don't get that. You mean to tell me I can't have a bond with a man that's strong that I want to give? That you got a ride or die, dude. You tell him, you take the shirt off your back and give it to him. That don't mean I want to sleep with him.
That's right.
That don't mean I have a sexual relation with because I said my soul longs for my boy. That's my boy. We got a bond. We tight.
Right.
So how does that border determine? And I got professors sitting on TV saying that would be tolerable. And people tolerated Jonathan and David. Jonathan and David, Lord, nobody said they had sex. Where is it in the Bible?
Nowhere.
It never addressed it. Now we know David had a problem with it. We did. We understand that.
Right.
Because he couldn't hold himself. He had many wives, had concubines, and that wasn't enough. He walked along the roof. Oh, I see Bathsheba. I got to have it. So basically, David was your modern day. He was a man of God, but he had an addiction.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And until he didn't get it right, till it came to hit him in the face. And the prophet brought the word, and he had to address it. But nowhere did it say he was trying to speak with Jonathan or his 100 men. So how do we interpret this as borderline? See, but if I let theologically tell me, they talk about all these, and here's that part. They never addressed anything during the History Channel. They never addressed the issue. They just said it was tolerated back then. Where's it justified? Where's it tolerated? Tolerance doesn't mean God ever accepted. God is a loving God. He tolerates a lot of our stuff that we do. But there's a point where we have to get it right. So I don't want to learn your way, because if I learn your way, I begin to accept your thinking. And if I accept your thinking, that means I'll take on what it is. And now I'm taking on worldly views when it was never designed for me to take on worldly views. You're supposed to be different.
Right.
People don't want to talk about this. He says you're a royal priesthood. That means when you accept Christ into your life, you're adopted, Spirit of Father. You're a royal priesthood, royalty. You're peculiar. You're supposed to be crazy. Who else? I'm hearing from a God that no one else believes or sees.
Right. Come on.
I'm believing in the Spirit that's speaking to me. But here's the funny part.
Glory to
I
God.
can't be that lucky. When God's speaking and I'm talking to you directly and God's giving me, I don't know you.
That's right. Come on.
And if I don't know you and God is using me, that's not luck. That's God.
That's right. Come on, sir.
Call it what it is. Don't be, well, you just got lucky. Or are you going to call me a good, there's classes you can take now to read people's faces. I believe, what's that show? Psych. That's what Psych is about. Psych is, he's smart, he plays to the details, he picks up on things. So everybody thinks he's psychic when he really isn't. But what you do is, if I read your face the right way, because that's what happens. People get up here on the altar, and so that's why you got to be careful. So people claim they got the Spirit, they get the Spirit, and the prophetic word, and they start saying stuff, and they're looking for you to make a certain facial movement. So if you respond to it the right way, they think that they're in the right area.
Come on, Jesus.
You ain't in the right area.
Come on,
who are you
preacher.
talking to? My cousin said this one time. I love him to death. He's a little crazy, but I love him. He said he was in the Spirit. And the preacher said something about the streets and the gang, and he said, who are you talking to? You can't be talking to me. He said, you was looking at the way I was dressed.
See?
And thought you, he said, so no, you can't lay hands because you just exposed you don't have the gift that you said you had.
Yes, sir. Come on. That's good.
Because if you had the gift and God is speaking, you will talk to the person, you will know. I don't care how they respond. It's either, if that's why I say, if what I'm saying is wrong, tell me to shut my mouth. Because if I'm wrong, I need to put the mic down, leave and get it right.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to be up here. Yes, the Lord says that you are going to get a new car. He just needs you to put down $5,000. I see the $1,000 coming to your account right now. Yeah, receive it. Huh? What you talking about? What's talking about? What $5,000? Huh? So if you don't got to get, you can tell people ain't giving off. When they start speaking out of order, no, stop right there. Don't lay hands on me, please. Can I pray for you? No. It's okay to tell somebody that you're That's right. It's okay. If they get that offended over it, they're not God in the first place.
That's
right. If I love you, I can't be offended that you're not feeling it, because that's part of the witness in the first place. Everybody you come witness to what they say. They ain't gonna tell you no. God said go witness to the city. They tell you no. It's better shake the dust off your feet and keep moving. Be more tolerable than that city than God will come on. But it don't mean they ain't gonna reject you.
That's right.
And you could be telling the truth.
Right.
They don't want to. Okay. God bless you. I appreciate it. Okay, no problem. You don't pray. I can still listen. I don't have to touch you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's good, teacher.
I don't have to touch you. I can pray for you. You don't want to pray until the great? No problem. Lord mercy, I can keep praying and keep on going to the next. I don't have to touch you.
Amen.
But if you're not careful, that's what goes on today with the gifts. Everybody claim they're kingdom or not kingdom. And they're not kingdom minded. That's the problem. I don't want to claim our problems, but what I'm trying to get you to the point is when you do kingdom work, you have to stay kingdom minded.
That's good.
Everything has to revolve around kingdom work.
Amen.
If it's not revolved around kingdom work, we need to question what we're doing. That's why I have a problem. This is me talking. I have a problem when I hear people say the word is no longer relevant. The word doesn't change, and what they're saying is, and also on one of the points, somebody said that the 10 plagues was good time. But I had to look at the Bible with me. Because it says that Moses was high, drinking something, and decided to change this word the way he was writing the Torah. And y'all forgive me, whatever Moses was on, could they please make it? I would like some. I will. Y'all can get, because it had to be good. Because when nobody focuses on one man decided to take on an empire. For people that were being mistreated and done wrong. All we talk about is what God told Moses. And the burning bush was, around this time, was volcano eruption, and the burning bush was some gases coming to burn the tree. That's why it seemed like the tree was on fire, but it wasn't burning because it was a certain type of tree. Okay, I'm trying to explain. One man got a bump on the head and said, my people got to go. And went to a dynasty. You understand, Egyptians at this time frame ran the world. They ran the world. If you were the Pharaoh, you were considered the God. That's why they had all the burials and mummified and all other stuff. They believed in life after death. Everything was about the Pharaoh. That's why he said, that's why he got a big head. The sun sets and rises with me. I mean, he thought he was so bad. Pharaoh thought when he got him in the morning, that's when the sun's supposed to rise. When he decided to go to bed, that's when the sun set. No scientifically that didn't happen. So how was it that Moses got a bump on his head, took on the empire, and said, let my people go? Who told Moses at this time frame a volcano was going to erupt? So whatever he was on must be real good, Sean. Because in the Bible, it says that the Lord told him, put out your staff.
Yes, sir.
Now here's what nobody talks about. We don't talk about the scientific explanation of the staff turning into a snake and eating the other serpents.
Okay.
Alchemists mixed that up and made it into a snake. I guarantee you somewhere along the line they'll say it was a petrified dead snake that know how to play dead. He was some type of snake mire with a cobra or something. They'll turn it into that if you let them do it. But we're not going to skip that. The snakes ate the other snakes and then turned back into a staff. Ain't no science in it. Maybe he was high. Okay, put out your staff over the river and it's going to turn into blood. Who would know that at that time it was going to happen? Except God. God knew everything was going to happen in his time. But here's the problem. He went back. Pharaoh said, take it off. And he said, okay, I'll go and treat God. And God stopped. Then he said, okay, Pharaoh hardened his heart. River went back to blood. They said the river was bloody for 7 days. Several days. They couldn't drink from the river because of the algae or the toxin, the volcano eruptions. If you look it up, they'll tell you what it is. They know the word. But for 7 days, couldn't nobody drink no water. Then the frog came. Because of the river. That makes sense. But here's the problem. Pharaoh went to Moses and said, can you tell all the frogs to stop coming? He went to God. Frogs stopped coming. After that, so how is it that days pass? There's a time lapse of what you're trying to scientifically explain. It's a time lapse. If he says this frogs can stop, the frogs would have stopped coming. But what we do is, thank you, Lord, a lot of people do the same thing Pharaoh did when it comes to Christ. They come to Christ. Please pray with me so we can go through, deliver us now, help us. But after the deliverance comes, the relief comes for 30 seconds. They go back to what they was doing. And then something else comes. And then they want to come back to the Lord. And then once they get relief for 30 seconds, they forget. You stewards might want to remind them. I know the Lord helped you with this one. I might need you to stay so you don't have to go through this one. But that's what happens. Don't let somebody try to scientifically explain or give you some type of genealogy of why you are the way that you are. God made you the way that you are. He specifically had a plan and a process for you in your life. This is what kingdom is about. Knowing who you are. I had that conversation with somebody. And I told him, I said, I'm at the point in my life where I'm comfortable. Now, I didn't like to say comfortable, but I'm confident in who I am.
Amen.
Everybody's not going to like you. You're not going to get along with everybody. Remember, you're a peculiar people. You're supposed to be weird. Who else believes that there's this unknown God and he just decided to bump in the head and wake up and talk to you and tell you something about someone and you're seeing it and you begin to speak to that person's life? Okay, they want to call it luck, but it's funny. I know a person who got a sign on the road on Rayford right now. People paying to go see them to read cards.
Yes, sir.
How much money they make off that 900 number back then? Chloe, what's her name? What was it? Cleo, there you go. Cleo. But Cleo made it good. She made a good amount of money. Somebody even convinced me to call. In Texas, from my room. We need to find out where our relationship is at. I knew it was going down the tubes. I knew it was going down the tubes, man. I knew, sir. But we want to call Cleo. Find out if we just going through a rough patch and we gonna still be married.
What Cleo say?
Cleo said he ain't the one, she ain't the one. I already knew that. But I spent like $25 on that phone call. My phone line, man. I knew that. She on the phone. The cards say this and that, and it means something else. And okay, go ahead.
They do have the ability, just like even with Pharaoh and what they call magicians, but they operate under demonic means, and it's done through filthy lucre, say because of money. And I was just talking with someone today, and she was just saying even in our society, even as prophets in the church, we got to be careful because we put the price tags on giving people a prophetic word. We really, people have to be careful about that. But they do have the ability to see, but they just operated under wicked means.
Who's that?
Prophet Joe.
Prophet Joe. No, he's a bishop now. He in New York. Yeah. Remember, coach, you took him in? Because we taking him out. We taking him in. We took the other one. Handkerchief.
Handkerchief. I don't know who handkerchief.
Kernan. He supposed to be international. What movie now? Was it Kennedy, Chesky, Kernan?
I'm just trying to figure out who you're talking about.
Kernan, he used to be on TV. He'd take, you have the anointed handkerchief, because you would have the symphony anointed handkerchief, and then he would pray for you. And they clowned him on YouTube, because one lady said she had her anointed, oh no. The first thing the wife said, you have the anointed handkerchief. She said no, but she wanted prayer relief. And one of the times he prayed for one of the ladies, she said she had it. He's like, you are healed in Jesus' name. He did all that. Did all that speaking in tongues. She said, do you feel better now? She said, no. I had to pull it up, yeah, but I saw him, he was supposed to be with Booty right now. He took the ball. Kesney or something, it starts with a K. Chesney, somebody, you get Chesney before y'all look at it. Type in anointed handkerchief, and I'm sure it'll come up on YouTube soon. But, yeah, he one. Yeah, the anointed handkerchief. You had to send it for the anointed handkerchief and send it back, and then he would respond to your prayer call. You didn't have the anointed handkerchief, he still prayed for you, but it was much better than the anointed handkerchief. And he used the word. He used the word where it said you anoint things and do all that stuff. I said, hallelujah. That's fine. But you right, friend, lady. You have to be, if it's not kingdom mind, we're putting a price on stuff. The gift will make room. It will. But you ain't got to put some of these super duper prices folks be putting on. I understand. I understand you need to preach. Some of the stuff, y'all forgive me. You get too high and mighty, I'll take one of your mess up YouTube and play it here. Sure will. Yeah, we're gonna have, I'll put flyers, I'll make y'all think he coming. He couldn't make it. Make sure we get the, hold on, make sure press play. All y'all that be like, he said he couldn't make it, but I'm anointing my hands and we're gonna touch and agree for whatever y'all believe God. That off the call. I'm just saying. That's why like what Prophet Cook said. He said a lot of these folks are trying too much. They want preaching bad. I ain't gonna lie, son. I don't know if I've been that stage. Somebody ever been in that room. You ain't getting on the plane. You ain't getting on the car. You better have a word. And you and your staff will be escorted right down to the church right now. And whatever you bring an offering, I might give you some. I might. But you better preach, son. You're going to be filled with the fire and preach one way or another. That's a sidebar statement. Y'all know about somebody like this, somebody real bad. And I understand now what he means by you got to be careful when you let preach over your church. They're really kingdom minded. It's not an issue of you wanting to give them something. They won't have a problem. They'll work with you. They'll understand if God called them to do something for you. They'll have sense. But you have to be a good steward of what you got. Amen. Be faithful with what you got. And you'll be fruitful. But remember, your process, your work. I like how Steve said, don't trip, God ain't through with me yet. You might need to tell some folks sometimes, why are you tripping? God ain't through with me yet. Because what happens is I'm at the place where I have to seek the Lord, because in life we're taught. Sometimes we operate kingdom, sometimes like the stock market. We're not. I'm going to put this very honest. To me, just my opinion, my honest opinion assessment is because if we don't get, or we don't see a return, or we want a return on investment, we try to cut our losses out. Because the product that we're investing in, we want it to produce. We know it's damaged goods. So we believe kingdom work is to clean them up and fix them, and it's really God's job to do that. We just have a lot of gifts inside us as stewards to manage and do what God's called us to do. We might not see the return that we're going to get. But what we'll do is we'll cut ties. Sell. Sell. I'm done. You want this how you want to act? Okay, I'm done. Go about your thing. And that's very hard to do, because kingdom work, you're going to have to toil with some of these. It's funny because a lot of kingdom work deals with planting and harvest, and if you look in the Bible, it deals with that. But it's almost like the bamboo tree. If you get a bamboo plant and y'all water and take care of it for a year, you'll give up on it because that first year it won't grow. But like they said, what you don't know is the bamboo tree grows down into the earth, deep in the roots the first year. The second year sprouts up. So if we put in time in this gift and this works and we don't think it's producing fruit, we'll either cut it off or sit on it or give up. And you won't get your harvest. And whatever fruit you did have is now beginning to rot. Because you're trying to hold on to it instead of letting it go and letting it grow. So understand that we can't almost treat that. If it's time for them to leave or it's time for you to cut your losses, the Lord will let you know. He'll let you know.
Say it again,
The Lord will let you know. But don't wear yourself out now. There's one thing about, I'm going to read this statement I got off of Facebook from Radio Community Coaching. They had a good statement. Y'all can take this. Stewardship of balance has to be attributed to purpose. Our purpose in earth